Any constitutional amendments aimed at extending his tenure as president.
I, Jeru Leo Amudende, having been elected a member of the National Assembly,
kwa jina la Mwenyezi Mungu kwamba do so in the name of the Almighty God, that I'll bear true faith and allegiance to the people.
6 newly elected members of parliament and new Baringo senator were on Tuesday, December 2nd sworn in into office at the National Assembly.
And hereby communicate that the majority party has effected a change in the office of the Senate Majority Whip. The new office holder, therefore, with immediate effect is Senator David Wafula Wakoli, MP. I thank you.
Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale has been removed from his position as the majority leader of the UDA in the Senate and replaced by Bungoma Senator David Wakoli. And leaders of the ODM have called for the full implementation of the 10-point agenda agreed between the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and President William Ruto ahead of the 2027 general elections. Alright, we are live across the social media platforms. There is on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. Now, EBN Prime Edition starts now. And President William Ruto has stated that he will not allow any constitutional amendments aimed at extending his tenure as president. Now, speaking during the Jukwaa la Usalama report in State House, Nairobi, he emphasized that those advocating for an extension of his term do not understand the weight of and responsibilities that come with upholding or holding the highest office in the country. Now, the remarks came amid a series of statements by certain politicians and allies calling for a review of the constitutional term limits to extend the president's stay in office. President William Ruto stressed that his office remains on fulfilling his current mandate and serving Kenyans within the legal framework established by the Constitution.
Masoko 400. Nyinyi mmeshaona masoko inajengwa dunia hii? Si ndio? Hapa Kiambu peke yake tunajenga soko 30 in Kiambu County. Hapa Kiambu. Nakuru nilikuwa huko juzi, tunajenga soko 25. Hakuna serikali imejenga soko 25 kaunti moja. Wakijenga pengine soko moja in 5 years. Sio kama tunaelewana. And kama hiyo tumefanya ni kwa miaka miwili. Munieleze. Miaka 10 Kenya itakuwa inakaa namna gani? Miaka 20 miaka 20. Na unajua nilisema hivyo juzi, watu wengine wako na tabia mbaya. Wakaenda wakasema huyu mtu amesema atakuwa rais miaka 20. Kwani watu wanafikiri hii kazi ya rais ni kazi rahisi ya kupigiwa kelele kila siku? Mimi nangojea siku mimi nitatoka hapa niende. Mwingine achukue asonge. Ama namna gani? I want to make my contribution. Mungu akinipatia nafasi mimi nitafanya bidii. Kwa ile Mungu atanipatia nafasi. I have no interest. Nyinyi mnanielewa my friends? Nyinyi mnajua kabla ya uchaguzi uliopita mimi na timu yangu tulifanya what we called economic forums in every county. Tulienda kila county kuzungumza na wananchi, kuelewa vile wanavyotaka na kutueleza vile wangetaka serikali yao iendeshwe na ni mambo gani ya muhimu. Na ndio kwa sababu hiyo ile mpango tunayoendesha kama serikali mukasikia inaitwa bottom up. Bottom up ni kwa sababu imeanza chini. Na bottom up is not a slogan. Bottom up is not a tactic. Bottom up is a strategy. Ya vile ya kushughulikia mambo yanayohusu wananchi wa taifa letu la Kenya. kwa ile mipango yote ambayo tunatekeleza kama serikali, mambo ya elimu, mambo ya kilimo, mambo ya afya, mambo yale mengine yote ambayo tunayotekeleza, tunaelekezwa na vile tutashughulikia mwananchi wa kawaida pale chini. That is our strategy.
Right, now moving on, 6 newly elected members of parliament and the new Baringo senator were on Tuesday, December 2nd, sworn into office at the National Assembly, replacing leaders who passed away, joined the cabinet, or had their election results nullified. Ahead of the swearing-in ceremony, the clerk of the National Assembly, Samuel Njoroge, conducted an orientation session for the members-elect at the Speaker's Gardens within the main parliament buildings. The briefing covered registration and collection of biodata, an introduction to the chamber system, a guided tour of parliamentary precincts, and an overview of key legislative procedures. The 6 MPs formally took their oath of office before Speaker of the National Assembly, that is Moses Wetangula, officially marking the start of their parliamentary duties. Ahmed Maalim Hassan was sworn in as the new member of parliament for Banisa constituency, succeeding the late Kulo Maalim Hassan, who died in a road accident in March 2023. David Athman Ndakwa assumed office as MP for Malava constituency, replacing the late 3-term legislator Malulu Injendi, who passed away in February of 2025 after long illness. Boydwere Ongondo was sworn in as the new Kasipul member of parliament, taking over from his father, the late Charles Ongondo Were, who was fatally shot in April 2025. Moses Okodo Mondi took office as the MP for Ngunja constituency, succeeding former minority leader Opio Wandai, who joined the cabinet as cabinet secretary for energy and petroleum in August 2024. Leo Wamodende Njeru was sworn in as the member of parliament from Mbere North, replacing Geoffrey Ruku, now cabinet secretary for public service, human capital development and special programs. Now Harrison Garama Kombe also returned to the parliament as the MP for Magarini, and after winning a repeat election following the nullification of his earlier victory by the courts.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to introduce to you the member-elect from Mbere North, Njeru Leo Wamudende.
Christian or Muslim? Christian. Take the Bible in your right hand, raise it, and recite the oath.
I Njeru Leo Wamudende,
kwa jina la Mwenyezi Mungu kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu
to the member-elect for Banisa constituency, Hassan Ahmed Maalim.
Raise.
Do so in the name of the Almighty God, that I'll bear true faith and allegiance to the people.
Right, still on parliament buildings, the Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale has been removed from his position as the majority leader of the United Democratic Alliance, that is the UDA, in the Senate, and replaced by Bungoma Senator David Wakuli. Senate Speaker Amason Kingi informed members of the House that party's decision adhered to Senate rules and the minimum quorum requirements necessary for such a resolution. The removal of Khalwale follows allegations that he campaigned for the APK Kenya candidate Seth Panyako against UDA's David Ndakwa during the recent Malava by-election.
And this relates to the changes in the Senate Majority Party leadership. Now, Honorable Senators, via the letter reference number SEN/035/SBC/012/2025, dated 2nd December 2025, I received correspondence from the Senate Majority Leader, Senator Aaron Cheriot, EGH MP, regarding changes in the Majority Party leadership affecting the office of the Senate Majority Whip. As you're aware, Standing Order 22.5 provides as follows. A senator elected under paragraph 1 may be removed by a majority of votes of all the senators belonging to the majority party. Further, Standing Order 22.7 states as follows. that upon a decision being made by the majority party or coalition under this standing order, the decision of the party or coalition shall be communicated to the Speaker in writing, together with the minutes of the meeting at which the decision was made. A, in the case of the removal of the Senate Majority Leader or the Deputy Senate Majority Leader by the Senate Majority Whip, and B, in the case of removal of the Senate Majority Whip or the Deputy Senate Majority Whip by the Senate Majority Leader. Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 22.7, the said letter from the Senate Majority Leader was accompanied by the following documents. 1. Minutes of the Majority Party meeting dated the 2nd of December 2025, which is a record of the proceedings of the minute together with resolutions. And 2. Duly signed list of senators who attended the above indicated meeting. Now, from the correspondence, the minutes indicate that a resolution was passed to remove the Senate Majority Whip, Senator Dr. Boni Halwale, CBS MP, in accordance with Standing Order 22.5. The minutes further indicate the Majority Party elected Senator David Wafula Waholi MP to serve as the Senate Majority Whip in his place. Now, Honorable Senators, Standing Order 22.8 provide as follows. The Speaker, upon receipt of the decision under paragraph 7, shall verify the correspondence received and deliver communication to the Senate within 3 sitting days. In this respect, I have verified the correspondence received and hereby communicate that the Majority Party has effected a change in the office of the Senate Majority Whip. The new office holder, therefore, with immediate effect is Senator David Wafula Wakoli, MP. I thank you.
Now, the United Opposition leaders have warned Kenyans that failing to retrace their steps in 2027 general elections could jeopardize the nation's future. They made the remarks while attending the memorial service of Honorable Joseph Konzolo Munyao, former Secretary General to President Mwai Kibaki, held at Nairobi Baptist Church. The leaders called on citizens to remain firm, united and patriotic as the country approaches the next general elections. They emphasized the importance of active participation in safeguarding democratic principles and the nation's stability.
Our country is at crossroads, and it is up to us, all of us, the clergy and lay people, politicians, everybody included, to weigh where we may have gone wrong and where we need to correct. The truth shall always be the truth. However much we cover lies or falsehoods, they will never graduate to become the truth. We need to change the way we do things. And yes, Bere and Malaba and all this by-elections, something was terribly wrong. But as citizens, we must ask ourselves, even though we are oppressed, are the gifts worth it? Because they confuse and give room for meddling. We are coming to a general election in about 1.5 years. If we do not retrace our steps, we stand to lose our nation. So let us work hard, think hard, and be patriots, the way the late Joseph Konzolo Munyao was.
His contribution to the growth of the Democratic Party as a strong political party reminds all of us the need to develop strong political parties for democracy in this country. And as we bury him, we'll emulate him, and in the parties that we belong, we'll make sure that we develop them into strong political parties for the growth of our democracy.
If there's something we can borrow from Zay, there's one word that runs through all the stories we've heard about him and all the tributes paid today. And that word is integrity, integrity, integrity. If we could just borrow that from Zay and inject that into our national discourse and our leadership, this country would truly change. Those who are talking about Kenya becoming a Singapore, it would take integrity in our leadership, it will take the kind of leadership that we've seen in Mzee to change this country.
As we lay him to rest, the party that he so proudly led and was part of has just gone through a by-election. I want to, in my own view, say DP did not lose in Bere North, so that Consolo will rest in peace. It was something else.
Now, Machakos Women Representative Joyce Kamene Kasimbi has strongly condemned the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is the IBC, for failing to prevent violence during the November 27th by-election. Now, speaking on the recent unrest, Kasimbi criticized the commissions for not curbing gangs that disrupted polling stations, attacked candidates, and caused widespread destruction of property. She specifically highlighted incidences in Malava where houses, hotels, and vehicles were set ablaze. The legislator warned against actions that encourage election malpractice and undermine democratic processes, stressing that such chaos must be allowed to recur. Now, she called on the IBC to work closely with the police to ensure all polling stations are free, fair, and secure ahead of the 2027 general elections. Kasimbi cautioned that if upcoming elections mirror the recent unrest, many Kenyans may fear going to the polls, denying them their democratic rights.
The only observation I made, IBC, this was just the beginning. And I wonder kama mulikuwa na hizo vituo zikiwa chache hivyo, what will happen? Because lazima to avoid mambo ya attacking na mambo ya goons na mambo ya make sure kama ni watu wamebebwa, hao ndio wanachukua kiti. Lazima stand firm na elections zifanyike vile they are supposed to be done. Yes, tuliona kwa TV and especially pande ya Malava. Kuna mheshimiwa niliwitness na nikaona pia kwa nini zikisakilate wa kule nini anaitwa mheshimiwa Kalasinga, nyumba biashara yote ime chini, imevandaliziwa in the name of ana support an independent candidate. Lazima tukue tukielewa kana kwamba this is politics. We are a democratic country and everybody has a right to support the person of their choice. Kwa hivyo kwa IBC lazima mulainishe. I was an observer na nikaona milango na dirisha zikifungwa. When you close those windows na watu wako ndani na wanahesabu, we start asking ourselves questions. Ni nini inafanyika hapo? Wacha ikue free, na kama ni free and fair, sioni ni nini itaenda kufichwa hapo. Let us follow order. Wale wako supposed kuingia ndani waingie ndani na tutaki fujo. Make sure you collaborate with the police, which is the security. Muhakikishe kuna usalama in all places, hata wananchi wakikuja they feel safe. I experienced it, I saw it, na nikajua kama 2027 itakuwa hivyo. Vurugu zitakuwa na watu wengi hawatatokezea wakapige kura. Let everybody get their opportunity. Mukue guarded, mukue na whatever it takes, machinery yote ndio mambo ya elections ikuwe mzuri 2027.
Now, leaders of the Orange Democratic Movement, that is ODM, have called for the full implementation of the 10-point agenda agreed between the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and President William Ruto ahead of the 2027 general elections. The call came during a reception at Chungo House, where party leaders and supporters gathered to welcome winners of last Thursday's by-election. Among those celebrated were Moses Omondi of Ugunja, Harrison Kombe of Magarini, and Boyd Were of Kasipul, who were formally recognized for their electoral victories. ODM party leader Dr. Oburu Oginga praised the triumphant candidates for their strong performance at the polls and congratulated all participants, including those who did not win. The party leadership emphasized the importance of implementing the Odinga-Ruto Pact in full, warning that the commitment should be honored in totality before the next general elections.
Nataka kuwashukuru wananchi wa Kasipul kwa kuniamini. They believed in me and they voted me in. They believed in a youthful leader. Walitambua kuwa sahihi wakati wa Gen Z. Lazima niwashukuru wananchi wa Kasipul. I want to assure the people of Kasipul that I'm bringing new ideas, I'm bringing good leadership.
I want to promise here and today that as Moses Omondi, I will live by the party's ideologies up to the end. And I will forever be very keen and seek guidance from my leadership, the party leadership.
Going forward, we are there for the party, and I will stand for the party in Magarini and Kilifi County as a whole.
I want you, members of ODM, to be proud. You should be proud, but we should work hard. Because if we don't work hard and make our party strong, we are going to be taken for granted.
Nataka kuwashukuru wananchi wa Kasipul kwa kuniamini. They believed in me and they voted me in. They believed in a youthful leader. Walitambua kuwa sahihi wakati wa Gen Z. Lazima niwashukuru wananchi wa Kasipul. I want to assure the people of Kasipul that I'm bringing new ideas, I'm bringing good leadership.
I want to promise here and today that as Moses Omondi, I will live by the party's ideologies up to the end. And I will forever be very keen and seek guidance from my leadership, the party leadership.
Going forward, we are there for the party, and I will stand for the party in Magarini and Kilifi County as a whole.
I want you, members of ODM, to be proud. You should be proud, but we should work hard. Because if we don't work hard and make our party strong, we are going to be taken for granted.
All right, at that note, we're taking a short breather here on EBN Prime Edition, but we'll be back in just a bit. Has called for the tea sector to remain free from the current payment structure is fair and encouraging consistent improvements in tea quality. Midhamo stressed that much of the public debate on tea payments is fueled by the sector's profitability, urging stakeholders to focus on facts rather than politicizing technical issues. He also commended the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, which has been gathering farmers' views across tea-growing regions, expressing hope that its report will safeguard smallholder growers' interests.
Hawa watu ambao wanatuletea siasa hatutaki kusikia. Ile kitu nilikuwa nasema, hawa watu ambao wanakuja kusema ati pesa itoshanishwe. Sisi ile kazi tunafanya hapa ni quality. Tunavuna quality na lazima quality iendelee mbele. Hii ingine unasikia siasa mingi kutoka pande hii ati tunalipa pesa ndogo, wengine wanalipa pesa mingi. Sasa hata wabunge wamezunguka na tunajua wamepata ukweli. And tunangojea tusikie ile walipata kwa ground. Kitu moja watu wajue, kama hii kampuni hapa ni Ndima Tea Factory Company Limited. Hii si factory ya wakulima wengi, hii ni factory ya wakulima wa hapa. Na hawa ndio watasema vile wanataka kufanya na factory yao. Si ati watu wakuja waseme ati tutalipa watu pesa inatoshana. Hiyo hatuwezi kubali. Hata mtu mahali yako akiota hiyo asahau. Kabisa. Hiyo asahau. Sisi hapa ile kitu tunajua ni ya kwamba ukitaka pesa lazima uwe na quality. Ile kitu ingine ambayo imetushangaza sana, watu wanasema habari ya testing of tea. It is not testing of tea, it is testing of tea. Ule mtu ambaye ananunua chai, yeye anataka chai ambaye imetestiwa, chai nzuri. Sasa kama hapa kwetu tuna clone moja ya chai, lakini ukiangalia pande ya West tunasikia wako na clone 16. Sasa clone 16 watapata quality siku gani? Lazima wakae chini watengeneze quality ya majani chai yao. Na hii tunaomba serikali na watu wenye wanaongea sana waangalie taxes ambazo mkulima wa majani chai analipishwa. Analipishwa taxes kama 30. Please, bwana PS na wale wengine, angalieni ile taxes zinalipwa na mkulima wa chai. Ondoeni hizo taxes, alafu mkulima wa chai apate pesa.
Right, it is exactly 34 minutes past the top of the hour. Many thanks, of course, keeping us company until this particular minute. My name is Martin Macharia. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Laura Mondi. And do have yourself a good night. And as always, let's do this again when God says we do.